Hey guys, what's up? Mike here, and today we got another video. This is my second video of the day. I put up a fairy tale chapter review on 520 earlier this morning, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description. But for now, let's get on with this one, chapter 205 of 7 Deadly Sins. So this chapter starts with Elizabeth lying on the ground after being punched out by Derriere last chapter, which was also a good chapter. If you haven't read it yet, definitely go check it out before you read this one. But she's on the ground there, and then it goes into Lucidel talking about how it doesn't really matter that they even punched her. And I don't really know why he cares about Elizabeth in the first place, but it doesn't really matter that the Ten Commandments punched her. They would have been executed either way, just to show how cold-hearted and ruthless that guy is. And I guess he shows that a little bit more later on in the chapter. But it shows that he's also really confident that he's just going to be able to execute him with the snap of the fingers, right? So you gotta wonder what he's got up his sleeve. And then it goes on to the Ten Commandments, and it shows that they're also pretty confident, and they're ready for a fight as well. So you gotta wonder just who's gonna come out on top here. I mean, you can kind of guess because this is a flashback arc, but even still, I mean, the outcome is anybody's guess at this point. So then the next two angels appear. Now we have 3 of the 4 angels showing up now, the Archangels, and then these 2 that are appearing are Sariel and Tarmiel. And I gotta say, their designs are definitely pretty cool. I mean, I like the whole kid design for, I think it was Sariel that was a kid. And I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, but he definitely looks pretty cool. And you didn't really expect one of the Archangels to be a kid, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're goddesses. They can be kids, whatever. And it just goes to show that they can be really whatever. With the next one, Tarmiel, who's basically like a 3-headed monster. I mean, the first head that he has is in the middle, and he's got some sort of like monster teeth-filled mouth and this Dumb and Dumber haircut, right? And I don't know what to think about that face. And the other 2 are just kind of random. I mean, I guess the one is an old dude on the right side, and then on the left side there's a guy who kind of looks like Gil Thunder, which I'm kind of curious about, but it doesn't look to be anything too special. Right off the bat, these new angels are going ahead and saying that they're able to kill the 10 Commandments in 10 seconds or something, and that's some really cocky behavior, so it makes you think they probably have a lot of power. But then they go and do the whole Omega Ark thing, which was huge. It was a huge explosion of multiple arcs that we saw from the last chapter that killed a bunch of the demons, and that just basically eradicated all of the lower level demons in the whole area. The interesting thing about that scene is when they cast the Omega Ark, which was an amazing smell, both of them did it. They had to combine their powers, and at the time that they cast it, they had the same symbol that Elizabeth has in her eye when she uses her shit. So that's interesting. It makes you wonder, like, it kind of points towards Elizabeth being an archangel. I mean, we've seen 3, there's only 1 left, and that would be a really, really cool thing. But it's kind of really pointing that way right now, so I'm curious to see how that turns out. But after the Omega Ark is cast, they blast away all the lower level demons, and then they think that they got the kill on the 10 Commandments. But actually it shows Galen just carrying Marsilia away, which kind of shifts them a bit more together. And then it shows that the rest of them, Mospete, or however you say his name, Fraudrin, and Derriere, they all got away, and they showed up behind the Archangels ready to attack. So right as soon as they show up behind the angels and ready to attack, Mospete launches a huge ass purgatory flame at Sariel and just like devastates him head on, direct hit, goes straight into the ground. It was an awesome move, and he is one of my favorite 10 Commandments. But then comes another one of my favorite, Derriere, who goes on to Tarmiel for the combo. And the first punch was really weak, as we know it's not her strongest when she starts out. So he's kind of like, oh yeah, what was that? That was nothing. And then she just basically punches right through his face. It was completely destroyed. And then she's like, oh yeah, how's that one for you? And I thought that was pretty funny. But then she goes on to do a 54 combo. And we've only ever seen over 50 against Meliodas. And it's funny, when they were actually doing that fight, Derriere said, there's only been Mospete said about Derriere, there's only been 1 other person that's been able to withstand her combo above 50, and now we know it was this guy. So basically expect these guys to be down and out. His face is completely mushed from Derriere's combo, but then they immediately regenerate, both of them, and it didn't look like they had a scratch on them. And it was weird because the purgatory flames didn't even affect the angel, and ones are, like, it kind of points towards her being a demon because, or whoever being a demon, but that doesn't seem like a possibility. It just seems like they have incredible regeneration ability. So that seems overpowered, but the Ten Commandments have that too. So it kind of evens the playing field on that part. So right after Tarmiel regenerated from Derriere's punches, he gets cut in half by Galen, and then he immediately regenerates again, which just goes to show these guys, there's no limit to their regeneration, just like the Ten Commandments. You know, Galen got cut in half, and he was able to come right back. So these guys are able to do the same thing. But you just gotta wonder about their special abilities, because the Ten Commandments have their commandments. So I wonder if these angels, first of all, if these angels know about it. Second of all, if they do know about it, why would they be boasting things like, oh, I can kill you in 5 minutes, right? So if they lie, then what if Galen's commandment goes off and kills them? So I think they probably know, but I just wonder if they have something to combat those commandments, like an ability or something, because they just seem so confident and not worrying about anything they're saying or anything they're doing, just like they can be able to swat these guys off so easily. And then it goes over to Sawriel versus Monspeet. If that's how you say it is. I think I'm butchering that name, but anyways, ignore the pronunciation. You get the point. He goes and he dodges Sawriel's attack, but his arm gets cut up anyways. And so Monspeet thinks he has it figured out, but he's not really sure. And then all of a sudden Frodrum comes in and smacks Sawriel down, and he's fine again. He can regenerate just fine. But when Frodrum hit him, he got cut just like Monspeet did on his arm. So it's weird. You can tell that he has some sort of special trick for attacking people. So at the end of the chapter, we switch back over to Lucidel, talking with Narabasta, the angel that was in Dead Cell in current day, but is now talking to Lucidel back in the past. And he says that he wants her to guard the gate with everything she has, because it's one of their most important resources. And I guess it makes sense, you know. It would be interesting to actually be able to go there and see heaven, or even the other side, hell, too. But we haven't seen that yet. But they apparently have reinforcements up there, and they're using this gate to get them down here. And if the gate were to be destroyed, they'd be in big trouble. And so Lucidel doesn't want to take any risks, which is smart of him, so it shows he's got some brains up there, too. But the real interesting twist about this chapter is yet to come, because we find out that as soon as Lucidel leaves, Gauther must have been watching the whole time, and he pops back in and pretends to be Lucidel. And he goes and he talks to Narabasta, and you can kind of see that she actually has a little bit of a crush on him there, because she blushes back in, which is kind of cool. But I guess not cool, just an interesting thing. But then Gauther is shown to have her under control, and he wants her to lead her right to the gate. And so this is about to get hyped. I mean, we've been teased with Gauther for so much. Constantly. They love throwing these big teaser and cliffhangers. I can't even count how many times they've done it. But maybe this time it'll really pay off. I mean, it usually does kind of give us some payoff, but I mean, I want some closure, or not closure, but just something better, you know, with Gauther, because I know he's got such a great potential as a character, and such an overpowered ability to be able to control the mind of not only just any humans, but any goddesses, any demons, anything. So there's really not a lot that can stop Gauther, and even just impersonating the main Archangel himself, it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's about everything I got for today's chapter of 7 Deadly Sins. If I'm missing anything, or if I've left anything out, leave it in the comments below. Definitely comment and tell me what you think of the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed me. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.